Some of us, we have our preferences, and one thing I definitely do love in a fighter, I love a boxing puncher.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
what
I
Charlo
love
was.
Him and his brother.
Ant and I were having a time last night.
Oh, me and Carson.
I was amped up. That
It was
fight,
me and Carson in the
usually
whole house.
fights don't
and
get
we
me
loved
amped up,
it.
but that fight, Ant and I were like, wait
We was amped up when we watched the other one though. When we watched the first one. When we watched the first
I wasn't there. I was in Oakland. You guys talked about that. I was in Oakland.
That's why we was hyped.
You were
up.
hyped. Yeah, I would have just been sitting there. But man, that fight yesterday, what
Great
a
fight.
Unbelievable action from both those guys.
Hey, what you guys had? I had 5-4 after
I had
9.
6'3" Charlo.
Yeah, about 6'3" Charlo. There were a lot of competitive rounds. But.
So I realized something while watching this fight this morning.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be a judge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the sport of boxing. And so we did our analysis and we said what we thought Charlo should do, what we thought Castaño should do.
Yeah.
While I'm watching this fight play out, it's hard for me to turn off the fact that I see Charlo doing a lot of the things that I felt like he should do. Now, I'm not saying I coached the dude or they did exactly what I said. Nothing like that, but I was seeing adjustments that I felt should have been made, they were being made. Charlo was fighting a lot like the way I thought he should fight. As a judge, it was very hard for me to turn off the fact that
He was proving you right.
He's doing what I think he should do.
Yeah.
It's hard for these judges to go judge Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford after judging Terrence Crawford and Shawn Porter. You just saw Terrence. You just saw what Terrence can do, and you're taking that to this fight. Oh, meanwhile, you were at the fight against Errol Spence Jr. and Shawn Porter, and you saw how that fight played out. We have all these different mental visions and thoughts of how we feel fights should go, so on and so forth. Once it starts to play itself out, we're human. It's hard for them to leave that off of the apron and just judge the fight based on what you're seeing. This was the first time in my life I've ever had such a hard time judging a fight because I could not turn off the fact that Charlo was performing very, very well.
Yes.
And I found that very hard.
So disclaimer, you had a 9-0 when the stoppage happened.
Fucking I had a 9-0.
Oh, did you
9-0
really?
who? 9-0
Did you
who?
really?
9-0 who?
I like that.
9-0 who?
It was like
9-0 who?
Charlo.
6 after the 6 rounds, 6-0 for Charlo.
I like that.
This dude's a...
And I said, I said,
no way in hell.
I know. I said,
He also did disclaimer that he...
Yeah. I said, I'm not judging this fight anymore.
Yeah.
I said, this is not fair for me.
My man said 9-0.
I said,
like it.
you got to tell these people that while you're looking at these judges, we like, you guys don't know what you're doing. Another disclaimer, a lot of these judges don't come from the sport the way that I come from the sport, the way that you've really studied this sport for years and years and years. Some of these judges just...
I'm proud of you.
Is what it is. They are who they are.
Hey, sometimes-
I said I had 6-0, and I was just like,
And
I'm
then
done.
he was done.
I was done because I was like, I'm done.
Sometimes what happens though is your scorecard, and I'm not talking about you, just people in general, could look out of whack because there's so many competitive rounds, but you just happen to think one guy keeps getting the better of it.
Absolutely.
So it's like, hey, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they were all close, but
Swing
Charlo's winning them.
They were all swing rounds.
Was that the best performance you've ever seen from
Absolutely.
Mel? I would say
absolutely. Yeah, better than the Harrison rematch. He just made all the adjustments that you hoped he would make, but his defense was so much better than the first fight. His counter punching, fighting off the ropes beautifully.
I don't remember ever seeing Charlo go low and
He did that a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that what they were crediting Joan Guzman with? The defense?
That was kind of his stuff. Yeah. No, I didn't hear them particularly touch on what
I
Guzman.
thought
And then
maybe on
I've
the
never seen
commentary
his
they might
feet.
have.
I've never seen his feet the way that they were last night.
You could see he was going back to the corner and getting shit from Derek James.
He didn't do that.
He
the
was
first
making
fight.
adjustments.
Yeah.
He would sometimes he got caught up in the moment and started to rumble with him, but it was catch him when he gets close.
Yeah.
And just keep him on the jab all night.
Let me just say this.
Adversity makes an undisputed champion.
Yeah. Let me just say
because
this.
that forced him to go back to the drawing board and figure it out.
This is how many trainers there are on boxing better than Derek James.
Me and
Zero.
Carson's big fan.
Absolutely zero. And I'm not. I'll even take a step further. I don't think it's close.
And Carson,
It's close.
I don't even think it's close.
I'm a big fan of Buddy
Buddy McGirt?
Buddy McGirt. I'm a big fan of Buddy
and
McGirt.
and I feel like I said about the Spence Crawford. I feel like Derek James is the biggest difference makers in that fight.
I loved what I was hearing from Derek James.
Bud
And
Spence.
you have those guys are dominating their divisions right now, and he he's doing that. He's guiding them to that.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's close.
Hey,
he's
top 5 greatest middleweights ever?
Super welterweight, 154s.
Yeah.
I was, maybe. He's that. All I want to say on that regard, I'm happy you asked, was just put him there. Put him there. Put him there with Trinidad, De La Hoya, Terry Norris, Tommy Hearns, Floyd Mayweather, Winky Wright.
Mosley?
Mosley, I mean, a lot of people thought that Oscar won that fight at 154, and then short thereafter he lost the belts to Winky. So Shane didn't have like a great run at 54. Right.
I can't put Leonard in there because he didn't spend that much.
He didn't spend much time there. No, but he did win a belt by knockout. The Kalube, or I can't remember the guy. The name is a tough name to pronounce. But Jermell, being the only guy who's been undisputed in the 4-belt, the first undisputed since Winky, clearly is one of the great 154s of all time, and this probably does enough to put him in the Hall of Fame too.
And put his ass on a pound for pound. He's on our pound for pound list.
Absolutely.
I know he's in my top 10 easy.
I stopped doing those.
My man cleaned it up
a couple years back, but off top, he should definitely be on.
Yeah, he's pound for pound.
He's got to be. And obviously, it was such a great performance from Mel, and he gets the knockout. Great fight from Castaño as well.
Yeah.
Because they were exchanging. He was rocking.
Well, he never stopped coming, man. He ate a lot of, but you could see him in the seventh start to break down.
Yeah,
and there was only so many of those shots he could keep walking through, and he put on a brave face because he almost seemed to think he thought he could make Charlo wilt to the pace, but Charlo in that first 6 rounds, it was almost like Charlo's like, I got to keep this pace with him for 6 rounds, and then he'll give out, and then once the fight slows down. And that pace, it favors me and my skills. It was just
such a good performance from Jermell.
And
one of the better performances I've ever seen or covered.
And also, while Charlo made all of those adjustments, a lot of adjustments, this time out Castaño's flat-footed. This time out Castaño's not boxing from the outside. He's walking in.
Angles.
Yeah, he's trying to walk down Charlo. You can't walk down a Charlo brother. And quiet as it's kept, you shouldn't try to just walk down anybody at all.
Yeah.
Work behind the feints, work behind the jab to get your way in. I just, while we're definitely praising Charlo for what he did,
of course,
best performance I've ever seen from Jermell Charlo. You got to also acknowledge the fact that Castaño actually took a step back from the first fight.
Which also there is the equation of how much was that.
I don't think so. I think that was just all Charlo.
Yeah, because I was going to say
he just took it to another level.
It's the equation of cause and effect. Did I do that and that made him fight worse? So
my only thing again, like Castaño was flat-footed. I thought that was the biggest drop.
Yeah,
that's the biggest fumble in this fight for Castaño, and he was flat-footed from the opening bell.
Do we think he was late on purpose?
Yeah, that's what me and Carson was confused about.
Because you were talking about stretching it out. He was late, very late.
Do you have a time you got to be at the arena?
He was late to the arena.
Yeah, that's why the fight was.
That's why Zittel was probably sitting in there.
Yeah, Zittel was losing.
Y'all fight was delayed too.
Oh, it was delayed for a long time.
They had us live inside.
But I didn't know if it was Boots' fault. Boots got this guy out of there too. And then
they said he was
They had us live inside the Kia Forum. So everything that was going on through the course of the night while we're talking about everything on TV, they had us live. So everybody else was kind of entertained.
They had Jim Gray moving around, interviewing people. He interviewed LL.
Okay, I saw that. So that was the reason for all of the interviews.
Oh, so is there a time you got to be at the arena?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 100%. I didn't know there was a time. Man, Carson was
I was like,
no.
I'll be there when I want to get there.
You get a schedule when you arrive.
Okay.
You get told every day before the next day what's going on.
It was funny because we're sitting there waiting for the fight to happen, and they did mention, hey, Castaño was late. And we're hoping it's gonna start, and they show Castaño. He's taking his jacket off, putting his gloves on, getting his hands wrapped up.
That's crazy,
unbelievable.
Same thing with my stuff.
Yeah,
Jerry Forrest had on flip flops and sweatpants, flip flops and sweatpants, and you're supposed to actually be in the ring. Yeah. One hand was wrapped. It was a mess. Yeah. What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.